Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Soul Stained Ink. My name is Beth, and I am here today to bring you my my April 3-in-1 video. This is a video series that the members of the Goodreads group, booktubers around the world, participate in. If you would like to know more about the Goodreads group that was started by Terry Walker or possibly join us, please head over to Goodreads. I will leave the link down below for you. This month's topic was books over 500 pages long, and I think this was because April was also host to Topple, where you spend 2 weeks reading as many books as you can that are over 500 pages long. Um, and there were some different challenges. I did participate. So basically, this video is my 3-in-1 plus my Topple wrap up because I finished 3 books. But before I start with all of that, I want to do an honorable mention. This book comes in at 452 pages, so just shy of the 500-page requirement. And it is The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hodkin. It is the first in the Mara Dyer series. I think it's actually a trilogy. I just finished this. I had it before Topple and then gave it back to the library and picked it back up after Topple. But after the first couple of chapters, I really got into it and I flew through it pretty quickly. Um, I just really like it. It's twisty, it's turny. You kind of get to know the characters, but the entire time you're not sure what's real because our main character does not know what's real. And it just is a really good read. So if you haven't read it, you need to pick it up and give it a shot. It is a YA. I don't normally do YA, she says, as her entire library stack right now is full of YA books. And 2 out of 3 books for this video are going to be YAs. But I digress. Let's move on. So, the books I want to talk to you about today that are my recommendations for books over 500 pages are what I read for Topple, as I said, except for one, and that is Six of Crows. I read Cricket Kingdom during Topple. This is a duology by Leigh Bardugo, and both of them are amazing. I'm not even sure if Six of Crows is over 500 pages. I didn't check that. I just kind of assumed. No, it's at 464. So again, another kind of honorable mention. But I read Cricket Kingdom as my buddy read for Topple and loved it. You should definitely check out that series or that duology. Um, I had another buddy read, and that was Gemma Know, which is the second in the Illuminate Chronicles. I read this with Lizzie over at Lizzie Faye Reads Books or Loves Books. I always get it backwards. And Cricket Kingdom, I buddy read with Jesse Trafton and Jordan Calvert, and we enjoyed them immensely. You should definitely check it out. This is a space sci-fi thriller, just fabulous. I'm not sure if I liked it more than Illuminae, but I definitely liked it as much as Illuminae, and that's saying something. And then the third and final tome I read for Topple was my adult read, and that was Night Film by Marisha Pessel. This was also kind of almost a buddy read. Jordan chose this, and I chose this, but we chose it separately. We did not tell each other, and then we watched our TBR videos, and we are like, "Oh, I'm reading that too." It was a last minute choice for both of us, and we discussed it heavily, but we weren't trying to read at the same pace or anything. She finished it a couple of days before I did, and just definitely enjoyed it. I loved it. She didn't like it as much as I did, but we looked at it from completely different perspectives, which is always really interesting because she and I are such good friends, and we look at things very similarly a lot of the time. But for some reason, this book, we read it from completely different angles. And I loved the discussion that came out of that. And she was a little disappointed by it. I was not. I loved it. There were things I wish had happened that didn't happen. I give this like a 4.5 out of 5 stars, though. So definitely a good read. And it is kind of a suspense thriller thing, and I'm so glad I finally read it. So those are my suggestions for books over 500 and, well, 500 pages. You know what I mean. And my Tome Topple wrap up for you, I suppose. So if you have anything to say about any of the books that I mentioned, including the two not quite 500-page books that I threw in with them, please let me know down below if you've read them, if you want to read them, if you want to chat about them, if you want me to do a full review on any of them, let me know. And I will talk to you guys again very soon. Until next time, I hope that you read something good and write something even better. Bye.